Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Friday edition of the Moose Minute Project here in Boscobel, Wisconsin. The sun is out. Did not get to see the northern lights last night from my house. Don't know why. Don't know if we were blocked. Roxanne and I both looked. Couldn't see them. Very disappointing. I heard they were beautiful, saw plenty of beautiful pictures. But it is what it is. So today I enjoy the beautiful skies this morning as I left the house. And, of course, the beautiful colors as I crossed the river twice. And they were beautiful colors. I almost wanted to stop, but traffic behind me wouldn't have been very happy to take pictures. So, the Moose Minute Project. And things begin to change when your mindset changes. That is when things will change. When your mindset changes. If you want things different in life, you're going to have to make changes. And I'll relate it to bowling first off, and then I'll go into other things. But bowling first. So I've been struggling before the last 2 weeks. Prior to that, the start of the season has started out as a nightmare. 520, 540... 540 at 180 is not, that's not good when I've been averaging 200. I'm not a huge average guy. I'm a 200 bowler. That's kind of where it's at for me. 200 average. I think in high schools and stuff, I was around 195. Little higher than that, maybe here and there. But struggled a lot. Part of it is that my mental overload, or I would get nervous quite often when I get a string going. So one benefit to a stroke that I had was in the emotional side. When I run 6 or 7 in a row, there's really not that emotional trigger that a lot of people get. I don't get that anymore due to the fact of the damage in my head. However, with that, I also don't have the consistency to always do the same thing. Sometimes my brain kicks in and I line up on the wrong board or I line up in the wrong spot. It's just how it works. It's something that I have to really slow down, especially like last night. I had to slow down quite often to really make sure I was standing where I needed to, because a lot of times the dots in the boards all start to play games. And it's that part in my brain. It's just what happens. So I have to take my time. It's not like I used to be able to and just know where I was and knew constantly where I'm throwing, hand positions, everything. It's all going off of muscle memory since the stroke. Especially like my foot. I don't totally feel my slide foot sometimes. I'm just hoping it's there. So it's those kind of things. So if you know people that are going through those things, it takes a little bit to get through it. The big change, though, is I was recommended to go to a guy to drill my bowling ball. It's a family-owned business in Janesville, El Rey Bowl. Chris and Duncan, father, son, phenomenal. I am going to highly recommend them to anybody that wants to travel to go get their bowling balls drilled. I would highly recommend go see Chris or Duncan at El Rey in Janesville. I had them punch a ball for me, this Liberty Pride that I'm throwing, this Motive. And I love the Motive line too, but I do have a track ball that I love too. And hopefully I'll love them just as much now when they come back. But the fit of my hand and everything else is so crucial in bowling. It's unbelievable. And I would tell anybody to go have a bowling ball drilled in there. And especially if my other ones come back and they all fit. Like the one I'm currently throwing. It's unbelievable. Now relate that to life, where you are going through things right now that don't necessarily fit quite right in your life, but you keep struggling along and you keep doing that. That fit of the bowling ball is so crucial. Well, that's how it should be in life too. Everything in your life, if it does not fit right or feel right, it's time for a change. And it is time maybe to search somebody out that knows more about it. For example, Chris at El Rey has been punching bowling balls and drilling out bowling balls for a long, long time. And now he is bringing up his sons to do the same thing. And Duncan, I think, is averaging 236, so it's not like he's a bowler that doesn't know what he's doing. I also have a very trusted friend that I like a lot, and I bowl with her in tournaments all the time, and that's who recommended me. So then you take that recommendation and you go, and now after that ball's been drilled, I only have 6 games on it. I shot 708 and 724 with it because of the fit. Now think about that in your life and changing things that are not fitting well. Talk to people, get recommendations, and then trust yourself too to maybe have to go out of the way. Janesville's out of the way for me. My wife's there a lot, but like today, she's taken 3 bowling balls with her to Janesville and have them plugged and re-drilled and hopefully have them back in a couple weeks when tournament season starts. Take that time and really evaluate the things in your life. Are they good for you? Do they fit? Are they comfortable in your life? Or if you're around them and going through things, do they make your life more difficult? Do they just fall off? Do they, there's so many things that can be variables. Get help and then go to somebody also that is somewhat experienced in what you're going through, or search it, but make sure it's reliable. So that is where I'm at today, is if it's in your life and it is not helping you, it doesn't feel right, and you're not comfortable around it, it's time to get rid of it. And then when you do find something that's comfortable and you find something that works, bring that in and make the big changes. Because I think you're going to find that your life is going to be much, much better. It's just going to be. It's going to, and you're not going to have setbacks. I guarantee you that at some point, I'm not going to continue to throw 700s. There's going to be a night that I will shoot a 580. There's going to be a tournament that I go to that I will struggle with. And that's okay. As long as your tools that you're taking are fitting the same and are as comfortable, no matter where you go in life, and you have that to fall back on, you'll be good. And yes, like I said before, it will be a struggle at times, but that's part of it. It is part of life. I kind of look at oil patterns and carry and all that. It's really weird how that sport, in my mind, relates to life as well. Last night I ran the first 8 and pocket 710 in the 9th, and then struck out the rest. That's the stuff that is just really disheartening. And I did have a pocket 10 in the 4th. So I ran 3 and then 4, and then a pocket 710 and then struck out. So I shot 258, right around there. That's disheartening. That is part of life. That's kind of how I look at my stroke. My stroke was a pocket 710. My grand mal seizure, I would actually say, was worse than my stroke because I was sore and everything else. But now I have the fear of having both of them. And then you get Lyme's disease and anything else. And you just have to relate it to something that you have to move on. I could have thrown the pocket 710 last night and then you quit. Why do that? Why quit in life? Keep moving. Keep going forward. Keep doing the things you need to do. And it was a lot of fun bowling. Last night I bowled against a guy that I'm really competitive with, and I like bowling against him because he's a really good bowler too. He beat me the last game. I'd had to shoot 304, I think, to beat him. I ended up shooting 268, but I beat him in series. So it was a lot of fun. He's a very good bowler. And he bowls tournaments. Wherever he goes, he does well. He's not just a house bowler. And it was a lot of fun. So that's where also I think sometimes our lives get better. Pick out better competition than you are, and you will make that step up. It happens. Watch. Why do you think like the Mets do what they did? All of a sudden things happen where you are competing against people that you are supposed to lose to. There's underdogs all the time. Vanderbilt versus Alabama. They all step up their game to take the big dog on. And that's how sometimes you have to relate to life. And that's just what it is. Take the big dog on and away you go. I've never backed down at the bowling alley from anybody. And I never will. I feel I can be competitive against anybody on the lanes. And that's how it is. There's a shit ton of better bowlers than me. Don't get me wrong. There's a whole lot better bowlers. But I will bowl against them. Because bowling is one of those games. It's just a lot of fun for me. It's competitive for me. And that's how I approach life. I will take anybody on in life to make it better. Have I been successful? Yeah, I would say I have been. And I'm getting more successful by the day because of the things that I'm doing. So that's how things go. So welcome to the Moose Minute Project. Thank you for listening to the Moose Minute Project. And I truly appreciate it. This weekend, got to get ready for new things happening around the house. So we'll be tied up doing that. Empty nesting tonight without the wife around. She's meeting her girlfriends for a very much needed night out. So that'll be good. And that's where we're at. Oh, and she's delivering bowling balls for me tomorrow. So that's kind of nice. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you get something out of it. But again, take time to challenge yourself. But if it doesn't fit and if it doesn't work, it's time to move on. And that could be anywhere from family to whatever it may be. Friends, especially friends. If friends are not supporting you in your journey on where you want to head and where you want to do, really evaluate those friends. Really evaluate those relationships. If you are a boyfriend-girlfriend kind of scenario, really make sure you're with somebody that supports your dreams and that you're supporting their dreams, because you're going to need that. I'm very fortunate to have met one that allows me to bowl, gives me shit about bowling, but allows me to bowl tournaments and do things like that, because quite honestly, I think she likes me out of the house. But we are very supportive that way. She is very good with me that way. So I am truly blessed to be where I am today because of all the things, but that is where the challenges lie. And I thank you guys very much, and we will talk soon. I'll be back Monday morning with another edition of the Moose Minute Project, and as always, take time to bless somebody as well.